Today we're gonna cut the roof off. Evan's gonna tell you about it.
Alright, so today we're chopping the roof off. We're gonna start making this into a pickup. We gotta cut all the supports here, right here, here, over there, you know. Everything that's holding the roof on. Then we're gonna chop these off. Get these window things, really, window frames. Get the window frames out of the way. So don't need those anymore. So I laid out some tape marks here. These ones aren't too important. We're just gonna cut them flush with the body line here so we get a nice, you know, nice flat bed rail. I'll hammer this lip over so we get a nice flat area, then we'll cap it with something. Have some bed rails, maybe some tie-in points so we can tie down our cargo. Yeah. So we're gonna cut back here. This is the line I made for the back. We're gonna cut the whole back section here, from here to here. Slide everything up, weld it on, put the tailgate on. That'll make the back of the cab be nice and nice. Yeah.
That's a pretty long blade.
Yeah, I got the long one to cut through these columns.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Alright, so I got this metal cutting circular saw. We're going to cut across the front here before we do any support cutting to make sure it doesn't move or anything. Then we'll get the rest of it cut out.
That was easy. Pretty nice.
So we got a little snag here. We cut the back of the roof off, and apparently it's a little bit shorter, or a little bit narrower in the back than it is up here. So with this lined up, we're just a little off from the sides. It's not too bad, but it's definitely not going to line up without any work. So what we're going to do is cut it in the middle here, attach the sides, and then we'll build a filler for the centerpiece, and we'll just weld the tailgate into that. Good thing is we got plenty of sheet metal from the roof we cut off. not a whole lot of structure here to put the back part on. So I'm going to cut a piece of 1-inch box tubing and weld it in here in the door frame to give us a nice flat solid structure to weld everything else into. It'll firm it up a bit too.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
So we rolled this thing into the garage because we're gonna start welding soon. We're prepping some of the metal for some tack welds so we can mock up how we're gonna fit the back of the cab on here. We took the seats out and the carpet back here so it doesn't catch on fire while we're welding. So we're gonna keep trying to figure out how we're gonna get everything to fit.
We're going to weld the door shut on this to stiffen up the back a little bit, but I also want to put some more structure in the openings here. It might stiffen up a bit, but more importantly, we can put a crossbar across the back here to tie the back structure of the cab into, and the load bed here. So I got this 1-inch square tubing. I notched out the pinch welds here and kind of put that in. I'm going to probably put a little filler metal in there as a little gap, but I'll get this tacked in and weld it up a bit and then see where we're at. Tacked in, and everything's pretty sturdy so far. I'll have to get this finished up, put the tailgate in, and roof's just tacked right now, but I'm almost out of gas, so once we get the tailgate mocked up, I might tack that a bit and put the cross braces in, and we'll get more gas and finish the welding.
Surprisingly flush. Surprisingly flush.
We'll just get some sheet metal for that, dude.
Yeah.
Right underneath it.
Yeah.
It's like I planned it that way.
Boom!
Wow. So we got the back of the cab here molded on the side, just tacked in. Had to put the tailgate on just to see how it looks. It's not quite lined up. We need to bring it back a bit. We just got a block of wood holding it now. So we got a gap because we had to line the sides up, but it's not too bad. There's maybe about ½ an inch on either side. We're gonna have to cut some sheet metal to fill in, but we'll be able to weld this tailgate in pretty easily. Make a nice back of the cab. Once we get a crossbar in, You can see down here we welded in these cross braces in the doors to kind of brace the chassis a bit. We're going to weld a crossbar at the bottom there to support the bottom of the tailgate. We'll weld them across here and kind of brace them together so we get some good structural rigidity.
Oh yeah.
How's it looking there, Jake?
Oh yeah.
This window's kind of dirty.
I know. Well, I didn't really do a good job cleaning it.
Well, it's just not all bubbly now.
Yeah.
So there's some weird clear tint on these windows. It was all bubbling off. We had to take that off.
Still looks pretty bad.
Yeah, it does.
The only question is, are we gonna have a license plate on this tailgate and that tailgate? 3 license plates?
I don't know, they give us 3 with the same number?
I don't know, maybe we could say we lost one.
Should I leave the handle on there?
I don't know. I think so, because that's like something you can strap stuff to.
That's true, that's a good point.
You know?
Always need places you can strap stuff to.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at that, dude. You pounded that out like perfectly. Because look at my hands.
What are you gonna do? You gonna wave them around in front of the camera?
That's kind of what I do.
I know.
There's a really good shot in the first video when we're doing the intro where I'm like, this is a Volvo, and I'm like pointing at the camera, and then you're standing
make
there.
fun of you?
Yeah, I'm putting that in the video. Anyway,
So what we did here?
so we're officially out of gas. So this is the end of the first step in the, I guess, the fabrication process of this project. So, to run down what we've done so far, what have we done so far?
I welded some things, and I welded some more, and we ground some stuff.
I did some welding.
Then I fixed what Jake did.
So, we've got the rear of the cab kind of mocked up now. This was the back, the very back of the wagon. So we cut that out and we ended up shortening this. Did you cut more of this off or more of this off? You cut more of this off.
More of this. I cut about 4.5 inches off from where we had it. So as it is now, this will put the seats all the way back and fairly reclined. They'll be right up against the back of the tailgate here. So there's plenty of room, but also maximizes our bed space. We got about 5.5 foot bed here.
So it'll be about as useful as most small trucks out on the road,
It'll
which is
probably
awesome.
use it more than most people use their trucks.
Yeah, which is awesome. We filmed quite a bit of these supports that we welded in here between the wheel arch and I guess
The B-pillar.
the B-pillar. Yeah, that's called. Thanks, Evan. So we filmed quite a bit of that because we are gonna end up welding these doors shut. So that's some extra reinforcement. And then, do you want to talk anything about this? Why don't you say some stuff?
Yeah, we want the door shut's gonna reinforce it a bit, but this is a unibody, so when you cut most of the roof off, it's gonna be a bit floppy. So we welded
Floppy.
the reinforcements in the door there so we can put a crossbar here for the back of the cab. So we welded the tailgate onto. I'm also going to weld a crossbar underneath these pillars across these door bars we put in here. So that'll give us more reinforcement. Then I'll probably do a triangle brace or a cross brace down to the frame rails just to stiffen up the back of the cab a bit so it's not too floppy, floppy. We'll put an X brace in the back here where the well is there. That'll stiffen up the rear a bit so it's not, twisting around too much. That should be pretty good. Other than that, we got to finish up the welding. Put a bunch of tack welds on here. You have to grind those down, finish welding it up. It's going to need a bit of filler because there's a bit of bump there, but worked out pretty well.
We're gonna try and make it look kind of nice.
It's not going to be a total hack job.
So really now it's just a lot of welding that we need to do. Evan's gonna do most of the welding. I might do some, but I weld like a 5-year-old, so I'm not gonna do any of the important stuff. This is looking really good. Evan's actually a pretty better welder than me, so that's good.
It's not hard to do.